church, yeah, we talk about it. How to make money, yeah, we talk about it. Facebook, yeah, yeah. IG, Twitter, Periscope. Ooh, it's really there. You can catch CEOs. Virginia City, talking about the hot topics. My girl, yeah. Virginia City, talking about the hot topics.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Listen, we got a great show for you tonight. We won't be before you long. We're starting a little late tonight because we're accommodating the queen. Um, she's one of my favorite people that I've been watching for quite some time. And Kitty London is joining me tonight. But before that, you guys already know that my proud sponsor is always a natural seal, always a natural seal. Um, all natural skin products. And again, as you know, she always provides the shea butter. Now listen, this butter is not for your bread, it's for your body. So listen, if you guys are looking for some all natural products, soap, scrubs, candles, she even have a hair care line, everything Sylvia is offering up over at a natural seal. So guys, give me a second. Let me check my style. I want to make sure I'm all right. So I am sounding nice. I am sounding nice. So listen, I just want to welcome you guys to Hot Topics Pop-Up Show. Again, we air every Tuesday night. We air every Tuesday night right here at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Um, So we want to welcome you over for us. If you would like to become a proud sponsor, you can always become a proud sponsor of the platform. Just give us a call and let us know. We do provide exposure. Listen, are you looking to grow your brand or advertise your product? Let us know. Hot Topics will be more than happy to grow your brand, help you advertise. I was just speaking to someone the other day on the algorithm. The algorithm is so tricky now, and Facebook is forever changing, forever changing. So guys, listen, if you are looking to grow your brand, promote, market a brand, anything, advertise with us right over here on Hot Topics Pop-Up Show. Hot Topics Pop-Up Show. So again, we want to just send a shout out to A Natural Seal, which is always our proud sponsor. She makes sure this platform will stay up and running. And also Gillian and Co. Gillian and Co. Now tonight, because I was not able to update the information in the header, the information is not there, but I will share that for you a little later on. I will share that for you a little later on where you'll be able to support the Gillian and Co. Now she does more than just taxes. Gillian and Co. does more than just taxes. So if you're looking for someone to perform taxes, weddings, divorces, notary, power of attorney, all that good stuff that you guys are looking and needing as far as business, you can contact Sylvia over at Gillian and Co. Also, we want to send a shout out to, again, another one of my proud sponsors, which is Euphoric Felicity. Euphoric Felicity, anytime you see me, that is what I'm actually wearing. I am wearing the Euphoric Felicity brand. The necklace, earrings is also from Euphoric Felicity, as well as listen, let me just tell you, she says it's called arm charm. And I can go with that because that's her business. But I call it arm candy. Y'all better get y'all some because everybody wants candy. So the pieces I am wearing tonight is from Arm Charm. You can find her on social media. I'm going to make sure that her name is updated under Arm Charm and her information. Also, you also know that one of our proud sponsors is always Jesus in the Trenches. Anytime you see me rocking the Jesus and the Trenches brand, Jesus in the Trenches brand. You can always see me wearing the Jesus in the Trenches brand. So we want to give a shout out to all our proud sponsors on tonight that make sure the platform continue to stay going. I got one more sponsor for y'all.
Hey everybody, this is Bax Decon. My name is Garnicia, owner and operator. We came here in the salon at It's a New Season and we did a full sterilization. The chemical that I do use is actually by Serve Pro. It's for your home, for your daycares, it's for any small businesses. This chemical lasts us for about 4 weeks when we spray it in and it kills the germ instantly. So we did the full salon. As you can see, we got up in the air, we got in the floors, we got in between the cracks and crevices along the salon. So she has pretty good clean as of right now. So if you have a salon or you have a barbershop or a restaurant or anything like that and you need someone to come in and do an actual COVID clean or a sanitational clean for your business, please give us a call. Our number is 561-406-0083. And you can visit us on Instagram. We're at BaxDecon_cleaning. And we're also on Facebook as BaxDecon Cleaning, okay? All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good
All right, so once again, Bax Decon. She is here, 561-406-0083. She will be more than happy to help y'all during this pandemic. And again, we are in the times of everything is just basically, how can we put it, just touchy-feely right now, especially with the pandemic. I know that a lot of states are loosening up. You guys be careful out there. I have a couple friends that just tested positive for COVID. No symptoms, no nothing, just basically a bunch of them just tested positive for COVID. Wasn't even where they had it until the young lady, and this is public because she posted it, so I'm not telling her business. I'm not saying her name, but she posted it, so I can talk about it. She stated that she went to go and get a ticket to travel. She had a ticket for her birthday to travel to Mexico for her birthday. And listen what happened, y'all. I'm guessing that the airline now is making you test prior to leaving. She tested and found out she was positive for COVID-19. Now, had that been she was on her way back, she would have forgotten 14 days before she came back to America. So again, guys, I know that everyone is loosening up the bars on COVID. Everyone is basically letting you guys just run a rampant and say, hey, no mask, no mask, especially in Texas. They're giving you that option. But listen, be safe, be courteous, be safe, wear your mask, social distance, because we're trying to make it out on the other side, safe as we can be, guys. So my prayers is that I know that, our governor is not shutting down for spring break. So we don't know what that's going to hold because people are going to just be traveling here to Florida from all over, especially when they're young. So guys, please be careful because we can't do anything about it because it's God, but I just don't want to wake up every morning and see that someone I know has is due to COVID. So like, listen, I just want to tell you this really, really quick before she comes on. We have the queen, Miss Kitty Lundan, right here with us tonight. She has popped in, but I just want to tell you a little story before I got it. So for years, people have said, hey, I need to connect you to Kitty Lundan. I need to connect you to Kitty Lundan. And I'm like, okay, so this is me, my opinion. Here it is. I said, well, no, I see her always interviewing people from high politics. So I was always like, Kitty not gonna come on my little show, But when I reached out to her, she was like more excited than I was. So I just want to send a shout out and love to her. I know she probably can hear me in the back. I want to send a shout out and let you know that sometimes you can judge a book and it be incorrect because I'm like, Kitty's not going to come on my show because she's interviewing CNN people. She was more excited than I was. So the humbleness in her is just basically out of this world. This is the first time I'm actually meeting Kitty. So I don't even want to bring her in. Look at her looking all divish.
Hey there.
Look at you coming in looking all cute and stuff.
I was gonna call you the name twin. You know, my government name for people who know me back in the day is Kenya. So when I was like, I'm gonna tell her when I get on that she is actually my name twin. So
And when you said
you're a
that,
queen.
I was like, she said, hey name, and I was like, well, her name is Kitty. My name is Kitty.
Hmm.
And she said, no, that's my name. And I was like, whoa, okay. You know, people that don't, and all my stuff said Kenya, but people still call me CEO and they forget my name is Kenya, even though all of my stuff said Kenya C. Williams. So I understand. Trust me, I get it. So listen, Kitty, I am so happy to have you on tonight. I and it's sad to say, and here it is. I was like, I'm working up the courage to inbox her, and I don't know why. It just
Right. Like,
means
no, I'm just me. Like, and the thing is, it's so funny because when you inbox me, I looked at because I know we're not like technically friends on Facebook, but of course, you know, we hear about each other in community. So I was looking at your stuff and I'm like, wow, she would be a great guest. So you're right. You know, sometimes we just have to do it. I've had people say that to me. They're like, oh, I was going to ask you, but I felt like you were going to charge too much or you're this. I'm like, please, like I'm me. Just inbox me. I listen when it's not crazy, I will respond.
right, right. So listen, and for you to give us your resume, you're a songwriter. Um, and I found out about you when you wrote a song a couple years back, and that's when Peppy Hendrix. I don't know if you know Peppy Hendrix. He said, Kenya, you need to hook up with Kitty. And I was like, she writes songs, she sings, she do videos, she do Our Power. She was like, no, no, no. And then shortly after that, you know, he passed away. So I was like, okay, so my connection is kind of like gone. So then someone I did an event and it was like, oh, I need to connect you with Kitty London. I was like, this girl is up here and I'm down here. And then so, you know, like I said, you made me feel really good that when I inboxed you and I was like, hi, Kitty, my name is Kenya, and I host your show. And you was like, hey, girl. I was like, whoa. You know, so you, like I said, I'm just keeping it real. Like sometimes people, you can't look on the outside, you can look on the inside because you was more humble and excited than I was. And I was like, wow. Wow. And I was just so excited about today. And I was like trying to get everything ready. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm dropping stuff, I'm breaking stuff. Kitty London's coming on. And I'm excited about Our Power because you're interviewing the candidate. So give me a little backstory because I'm not gonna hold you long. Give me a little backstory how it all started and how you got here, right here tonight.
Well, I know you probably remember the show Cribs and MTV Cribs or
Right.
Rich and Famous. Well, I started doing makeup a while ago, and I would do makeup on women who I felt were like rich and famous, who could fit on those shows or had those cribs like MTV Cribs. And I'm like, well, why don't people know about these people? Like we have like Atlanta housewives living in Palm Beach County, like literally millionaire clients I have, right? When I'm doing makeup. And I'm like, I want to highlight some of these people. So the wheel started spinning. I started praying about it. I'm like, I want to do a show based on people who, are wealthy, but they're wealthy because they've worked hard. And,
Right.
they have Bentleys and they have big houses, but they have a story. So my main focus was not just to show their toys, but to know how you got there, because I think that's where the story and the inspiration is how, we see the story, but we see the glory, but we don't know the story. Because when you see cribs, all you saw was pools, cars, houses, and you're like, okay, well, what did they do? Meanwhile, we have people whose bank accounts are overdrawn. They don't know when their next meal is going to be. So, I like to see the toys, but I also like to know, did you ever file for bankruptcy? Did your car ever get repoed? Did you lose your job? Did you start over again? Because those are the things that keep me inspired, because I'm like, okay, you're a real person. So this is what really inspired me to do a show like The People of Power. And, as I started interviewing different people, and I wanted to really start with community leaders, like people who were doing amazing things. I always said that people who are doing amazing things, and I started interviewing politicians, lawyers, doctors, because these are people that went to school. It wasn't handed to them. They were not, it's not an NBA player. This is obtainable things that our kids can see in the community to say, if I stick to the books, I can have just what they have, or I can be an investor, or I can learn how to be an entrepreneur. So that's really what kind of got me to start doing the show. And, now that we have our pandemic, of course, now we're virtual, but hopefully we'll get back to where we can start really still going into. So I have like what we call the pop star edition now, that I'm gonna actually start going into bigger properties to give people some hope to say, you know what, it can be me on the other side of that camera one day to do it. But I just love what I do. I love meeting interesting people like yourself. Everybody has a story, Kenya. You know that.
Right. Yeah, we all do. And I said the other day, they laughed at me about right before the year before the pandemic. I think it was 2019, 2018. They laughed at me because when this software came out, and I was a beta tester for the software, and I told my friend, I said, listen, I've had this software now for like 4 months, and I was scared to go live. And I said, so it's your birthday. It was like July. I said, it's your birthday. Let's do a virtual birthday party with.
Wait a minute, your birthday's in July?
No, her birthday's in July.
Oh, okay. I was going to say mine is too. I was like, come on now. We can't be that much of twins. Okay,
listen,
go ahead.
I'm a Libra. I'm a Libra. I'm all unbalanced. So she said, Kenya, this is stupid. And I said, why is it stupid? So I was at home and she was at home. Even though we were going to dinner a little later on, I said, listen, I'm going to use this software. And the first time I'm going to use it is on your birthday, right? So she says, oh my God, it don't make no sense. Why are we doing this? So I went live on her birthday. I shared it on Facebook. First time I ever used the software. I was all over the place. I didn't know what I was doing. Because you can add up to 10 people and comments and all that type of stuff on. So I didn't know what I was doing. And people were like, people were like, okay, happy birthday, Sylvia. And all right, Sylvia, and y'all play too much. And y'all, what is y'all doing? They were like laughing at us, right? So this is July 2019. And I kept going to shows, kept doing the birthdays like that, right? Here it is, 2020 hit. And this is the way we're living now. We're in the virtual world. So I said to her the other day, I said, so should we be laughing that they laughed at me when I was doing the virtual birthday parties like this? Because this is where it started with her birthday. Now this is how we have to do it. Now we have to log on to social media and Zoom. I mean, who knew Zoom even existed that much before?
Wish I would have had stock in Zoom, Kenya. I'm telling you, I wish I would have had stock. But just like your platform, and I tell people, it was actually a blessing. We call it cursed blessing, but now you can interview people all over the world. We don't have boundaries anymore. So I take it as a great thing because, we don't have to worry about, okay, my car's not working or I'm running late or whatever the case may be. You can interview anyone. And those are the boundaries that we've broken now because of the social media and all of this that we have going on.
And it's crazy. And I tell people, I say, I'm so excited for the errors I made with the platform. I mean, I moved into a studio now, which is like, Comcast don't want to, Xfinity don't want to come out and say, listen, we don't come out and do repairs right now. I'm like, wow, really? But it's like you have to make do what you're doing. Like I watch your Zoom. I watch you with all the commissioners and all the people on the platform. Who would have thought that we had to do it this way? Who would have thought that the hours of power before people were sitting right next to you and you were able to interview them in your studio and you were laughing and talking and playing with them and doing things and we basically just now we have to social distance like this. I've never met you. I would have loved to come to, I think that I've seen a show where you had a couple people and I would have loved to do that, but now we can't even do it without having a mask on.
Right. And we'll be back. I would say our new normal. I think, masks will be here for a little while. Hello, Otis. I see someone coming. I think I saw Tierra say hi or someone.
Yeah,
But
Tierra
yeah,
said,
hi. Oh, okay, yeah, Sierra. She says I'm here. Hello, Tierra. But we'll get back to our new normal. And I mean, even if we're sitting close and we have to conduct interviews with masks, it's all good. We make it work. And I tell people all the time, these type of platforms, we have no control over malfunctions. Sometimes we may get muffled, things happen. But if you watch CNN and you watch MSNBC, I mean, that's the highest you get into the news, and they have technical issues. So I'm like, listen, if those are the big boys. If they have technical problems, my little platform on Zoom or StreamYard, guess what? Sometimes we're gonna go out. Well, audio gonna sound funny, but at the end of the day, we're going to get it done. And I know that you did mention the actual candidates and debates. And I'll be honest with you, I was kind of dragged into doing those type of shows because my friends will say, I hate when you say that, but I'll say it all the time. I've never been a political person. Now I am a super voter, meaning I did vote. I do vote on my local elections, and I vote, of course, for the president and governor. But I really was not into politics, and a shame on me, because now that I sit with people who are in those arenas, I wish I probably would have known more about it, because I think the decisions that we make now, it's kind of like why we need to go back into politics, because a lot of times our local elections are our most important elections. I'll just say that. Those are the people that make our decisions. When we vote for our judges, when we vote for who's going to be the district attorneys. These are people that make, our commissioners, our council people, blah, blah, blah. But when I started doing it 2 years ago, when it was Riviera Beach, when they were doing their mayor, that was a big one, and lots of drama.
right.
I really learned early, got bruised early in the game of how, because I was naive, and, just how ugly politics can be. So I did realize, when you are a media person, like you're a media person, I'm not going to say you have to, but it's almost like you have to be that non-biased person. You want to
Right.
make sure that your platform is open to all the individuals, whether you agree with them or not, and give them a free and honest, time to air whatever they're going to air out, because it gets ugly. And I've learned that. So
Yeah, you
that's, yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's the thing is, we're going through that right now in Delray Beach. I reached out to both candidates to come onto the platform. And I'm not trying to put them out there. I reached
no,
out to both platforms. This is my platform. I can though, but I reached out to both, and I said, hey, listen, we don't know what's going on in the city of Delray, and here it is, right? They say, okay, this person did this person did this person did this. I say, listen, the words that y'all be using, I'm being honest with you, y'all going over these people's head. Yes, you go and you sit in the church and you go have these campaigns that the questions are pre-designed and they put it in a bucket and then someone pulls it. That's not the questions that's being asked in the community. Those are not the questions that's being asked for the community people and the older people that are asking questions. So when they're like, I call both. I call both people and said, hey, listen, can I get y'all to come on the platform? I'll separate the dates. I will come on whatever day you want. I'll make it happen for you. I don't have to do it on Tuesday and Thursday. I'll do it on the Friday, whatever you want. I can do it. They answer back, oh, we'll get back to you. They never got back. I still voted. I'm not going to not vote because they wouldn't come on my platform. But it's still the same thing you guys went through in Revere is the same thing that we're going through now. And everyone's in the middle of like, what do we do?
and
And they
I'm
say,
in West Palm Beach. West Palm Beach is actually where I am. So, for me, it's not personal, because I really don't have skin in the game with a lot of the places that I cover. However, people that follow me or people that I know or my family members, they're in these cities. And I think it's real important. And I mean, I'm like you too. Like, I reached out and I kind of did like a less open come on the show. The last debate I did got like almost 13,000 views, and that was a District 88 debate, and it made the front page of the Palm Beach Post. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm going somewhere with this. And that was a lot of coverage. For some people, it didn't go their way. But for some people, it did go their way. but they honestly got a chance to do their, rebuttals, or you said this, I'm gonna straighten you tonight, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't really a going back and forth. But you think that would be an incentive for people to say, you know what, let me get on the platform. So, and I was like you, they didn't come. So I did a candidate conversation because I looked at some of the debates that the candidates did appear on, and I kind of just took notes, and I try to be, again, as neutral as possible. But the thing is, people depend on us, Kenya, to give them the information. It's almost kind of like you got to feed people information now. They're not going to go out and search for it, right? So we try to get these people on. As a candidate, I understand you're not Superman or Superwoman. You cannot be everywhere at the same time. However, I do think it's important for you to try to be on as many platforms as you possibly can, because you never know who is listening, and you never know the people that person that you have turned down, how many people they influence. Correct. And I think it's real important. I understand that they can't do everyone, but sometimes I'm like, listen.
This is the thing. If the war is, and I can talk to you because it looked like right now we're on FaceTime. It's not like we're on, and we got people watching, and we got, hey Sparkle, how you doing? And I can highlight the comments and everybody know. But it's like this: it's when you have a city that's divided by the community. We're both two entrepreneurs, Black women. Here it is. We're divided by this one person is saying, they're saying, oh, vote for the lesser of the two evils. When that's the word that we're using to basically define the two candidates that are running, why not come to a platform that's not at a larger platform, a smaller platform that's going to say, hey, she's in touch with the community. Hey, she does have an influence with the community because she does live in the community that we're talking about. And you can swear it either way. I can go out here and say, hey, don't vote for her because she won't come on my platform. But I would never do that. I posted a ballot that I vote because, my mom's like, listen, you need to put your vote in. I say, I got time. She's like, no, do it right now today because I need you to vote. I say, well, I don't know who I'm voting for first. She said, well, go in the bathroom, go in the closet, pray about it, come back. But I need to put this in the mail for you because, older people, they believe in voting like now. So, and I think that a lot of candidates are kind of overlooking the smaller platforms and saying, hey, we don't need them. We need these bigger platforms, in which that's not helping your community. They're not.
And they're more structured. We're not, I would call us non-traditional. I would say non-traditional media, because when you're on a real debate, when I say a real debate, I mean a televised debate. Right. They're very structured. You have time to answer the question. And it's almost like when someone says, you have 2 minutes to answer this question. Honestly, around 1 minute and 45 seconds, you're really just getting started, right? You're really getting the juices flowing and you're cut off. So I think the non-traditional platforms like the Meet the Candidate, like I have those, you have 30 minutes. You don't have to be in defense mode. You don't have to, debunk every theory that's about you. If you want to, that's great. But you're not under that pressure of answering the right question in amount of time. And I'm like, you would miss out on that because let me tell you, the news will only get sound bites from you. They only care about selling stories. And that's just how the news works. I'm just telling the truth. But when you get on platforms like ours, you're not really confined to being, okay, let me sit up. Let me just straight how I look. Get my makeup on right. Let's get this right. Right. And that's how we learn who you really are. How many times have you sat with someone, even if they're virtual? You might not be in the same room, but you still feel their spirit.
Correct.
Hello? You still feel their spirit and you still feel the authenticity coming across the airways to you. And these one-on-one conversations that we have, candidates should want that. Because every other platform that they're on, I promise you, we don't know them still when they leave those platforms. I watched the debate, Kenya. I did a binge watch. Like I said last night, I was more confused after watching than I was before watching. Because they answered perfect questions. They told me what I wanted to hear.
And if I was to, right in the next room, I I take notes because I love to write. I'm a notes taker.
Mhm.
And I was listening to what both candidates were saying, and I was like, and they wasn't answering the questions. They were like kind of tiptoeing around the questions, and I get that. But with me, it's driven by the people. It's not the questions that are being asked from the people. It's the questions being asked from people like me who live in the neighborhoods that's asking. They put an alley behind our house. Why do you put alleys behind our house? So you want to give people access to our back door. And you thinking that realistically, that's a good thing. But reality, that's not a good thing for the neighborhoods. And I hate to say it, but you giving access to people to, when I'm out of town to pull up behind my house and have it all free will. And it's okay, but when they're asking about the water in Delray, and they're like, oh, back in 2013, we didn't even know about the water had a problem until somebody leaked it, and it's been going on for years. So I'm like, wow, but when the questions are being asked, the questions that are being asked is so far over people's head, especially elderly people, so they wouldn't have a clue what they're asking anyway. But you have a platform that the elderly like mine, like right now, I'm running through 4 platforms. I'm running through Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and Twitch at the same time. So I'm running through any of these. So YouTube, the older people are now understanding how to get on YouTube because that's how they go into Sunday school now. The church is teaching them how to go to church. So they're coming out to your house or they're telling you, Sister so-and-so, let me teach you how to get on these platforms to connect. So an older person can come on and put in the notes because they know how to do it and say, hey, can you ask them about this? So that was what I was offering them because I didn't understand. Kitty, I didn't understand nothing that went on. And I was so lost for
That's
hours. I'm
just like
sitting
the
there like,
amendments. Think about the amendments. I mean, you almost need a lawyer to go into you in the booth. I mean, really. And I think I'm a little educated, but even with some of the amendments, we need people to help break it down to the average person. This is why a lot of things get just passed because when you're on there, people just put yes or no. They don't know what they put yes to and what they put no to. But just because they don't understand, they'll just put any, mini, miny, mo. And we don't know if our taxes are going to go up next month because people are just not understanding. So that's one thing that I really hope people can put aside. So the people that are really educated on politics, at least teach our elderly people, like you said, and our younger people, because they kind of just whatever and do anything.
yeah,
So
yeah. And you know what it is too? They don't understand. And this is the thing. And I was telling the young lady the other day, I said, let me tell you something, I'm being perfectly honest. We need to vote for our president, but we need to vote for these people in the city because that's why we got these potholes tearing up our head. Things are not being done because we're not doing the local. So nobody's voting in the local, but we are running out here to try to get a new president, but nobody's worried about anything else except the president. I need to know why things are not being done in my neighborhood, why the streets are not finished and the sidewalks are not done. That is local. That schools and things commission the education, and our young people, they don't want to hear that. They don't, the parents are forcing them to vote for the president because they old and they're like, we don't want him in here no more, so get out there and vote. But they're not forcing them to understand the importance of politics all the way across the board. And it's hard because I told my husband back when Obama was running, the first time he voted, you know what I mean? A lot of people, the first time they voted was when Obama ran. They didn't, and they voted because there was a black president. Had that not happened, where would we have been at right now with voting? How many people would have been registered to vote when you got this set of people over here fighting for their rights to get their right to vote, and this set of people like, I can vote, but my vote ain't gonna count. So I mean, I didn't mean to turn this into a voting thing. It's just
no, I know,
two of
but
my
I'm
this
here. And I mean,
it's
it
our
needs to be.
passion. It's this
It,
two
it needs
things
to
that
be
we.
it needs to be discussed. I mean, this is definitely a trending topic with what we went through this year. The next election that's going to be real important for Florida is going to be the next governor because his term will be up shortly. So we'll be talking about this again, and
And
hopefully
we'll be back at it. And
yeah.
the thing is, we have to. And I love. I don't know if you know Ray Whiteley. I always say his name wrong.
Yes, I
Ray.
know. I do it too. I be like Whiteley Whitley when I'm right.
Listen, and
Hey
he's
Ray.
very close. He's very close to my family, and I still can't say his name right. But Ray, I love you. if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't understand that one amendment. I wouldn't know which way to go with the amendments. When we were doing school board a couple years ago, I worked with Pepe and I sat in on a lot of things that he did. And he was the one that kind of helped me with the amendments because I was like, Pepe, I was like, what's this? What this mean? Because like you said, we don't know. We don't know. And you have to educate yourself, and nobody wants to be educated. Nobody wants to want to care. They're like, I ain't finna do this mail-in ballot. I ain't voting. I don't care. But then they quick to come to social media and complain about the things that are going on in the world and also the things that are going on today. I had a young lady say, oh, because of the president, the gas went up. I say, you dumb. You dumb.
But Kenya, I know you probably seen this too, and it's sad. We have this thing called freedom of speech. I think what's going on now is people are being politically bullied. It's one of the things, regardless of who liked Trump and who didn't like Trump. If you said you like Trump, help you, right? Because you were going to get beat up. If you say you didn't like Trump, help you were going to get beat up. And it's almost kind of like we don't allow people to support their own candidates. And I think that's what we need to stop. Whether we agree with who you choose or not, your voice is going to be needed at the polls, because we can argue on social media all day who's right, who's wrong, who's good, who's bad. But at the end of the day, if we're not taking our butts up to the polls and we're not penciling anything in, we have just wasted our time, our energy, and our space. And that's why I said I will never argue. And if you notice, I will never endorse. I really hardly ever endorse any candidates, whether they're local or far, just because I just don't have the energy or the space to argue with people about the candidate that I choose. And, it's one of those things, it's a personal walk. You have to know who you want. But I don't think people should feel bullied. Like, if you want to talk about politics on your platform, let you talk about politics. I don't think you should feel like, well, I can't talk about it because, they get mad when I like so-and-so. But you may like so-and-so for a great reason. Educate us on why you like them, because maybe we're missing out on something.
Let me tell you what I told I got an echo. I don't know why. I told a young lady the other day, I said, I pay this platform. I said, so whatever I discuss on it, I pay this. StreamYard make a deduction every month on the 29th for the first this month. StreamYard makes a deduction every month. So if I want to come on here and host a whole rap party, knowing on Thursday night I do gospel, is my platform. I came home the other day, and in my yard, there was a candidate sign in the yard. And I called him, I said, how did this get here? Well, I said, listen, I ain't never tell y'all who I was voting for, so why do I have a candidate sign in my yard? I ain't never tell y'all I was voting for her. I ain't never say that. So y'all just choose to put a candidate sign in my yard because y'all assume my vote. That ain't the way that works. I don't discuss. In that ballot that I boomerang, you'll never know who it is. You'll never see me say, go this person, go that person, because I'm just like you on that. I'm not going to stand here and say, even doing when Trump and Biden was running for it, you never heard me say, go Biden, go Trump, go Trump, none of that, because I have a platform and I don't want it to be like, oh, you're pro this, you're pro that. I want everybody to be able to come on here and feel comfortable. I work with people every day that are 100% supportive of Trump. So what I don't do is discuss politics and religion in the workplace, and I don't discuss my politics, even though they know my belief, they know what I do. I don't discuss it. We laugh, we talk, we play, and we have a good time, because I'm not going to go to my coworker and say, oh yeah, I saw your husband, and on the back of his Jeep he got a Trump flag. You just don't do that. You know what I mean? That's up to them, who they're supporting and why they're supporting them and what they're doing. And people don't get that in their head. It is what it is. Now, I will fight you about Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts. We have a problem about that. We will argue that on social media. But when it comes to politics, I don't say that. I've never, if you go back through all of this, I've never said, oh, Biden this and Biden that, because I want anyone that come on this platform to be comfortable enough to say, I'm going with her. I'm going to be able to talk to her because there are people that looks like me that are for Trump. And people always think because they look like me, they be automatically going for Biden. And that's not accurate. So I don't, honestly, I just don't talk about it. Like you said, we're not going to debate it. The only thing I'm ever going to debate is Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks. Yeah, Dunkin'
I
Donuts is the
like
best
them both.
coffee.
I just want to tell you.
I don't cheat. I'm not a
I like
cheater. I love Dunkin'. So I tell people, I be on social media fighting with people. I'm talking about hard down fighting with them. You be like, girl, it's not that serious. So that's the only thing that I am going to debate is Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks. So that way, when you come sit here, you're not looking at me like, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people, they're in their mind, they're stray away from us because who we like politically. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So yeah, I'm sorry we got all off and went into politics
No,
for the
but I
last
was
30
going to ask you
minutes.
because I know, I don't know how long you do your platform, but I mean, feel free to ask me whatever you want to ask me. I'm
Listen,
pretty
my
transparent. I mean,
my platform is like it's called Hot Topics Pop-Up Show. It ain't got no structure. It ain't, you know how some people like, oh, I gotta go do this and do that. Nah, this ain't got no structure. This is a conversation. So this is the thing. Like I know how long we've been on live because I can see it. But I always tell people, I say, listen, I know you're busy. Let's do 15 minutes. If it go over, it is what it is. So let's go to this right here. I saw this post, right? And you had on this lovely dress. Your hair was popping. Your makeup was popping. And so what was that picture about?
I'm trying to think, and I'm not, trust me, I'm trying not to sound, conceited, but I'm like, which
Hold
one?
on.
Because
Oh yeah,
listen,
yeah.
I take, I take a lot of pictures. Can you got to narrow, you got, listen to what was the color of the outfit? That will help a lot.
Hold on. Let me see if I can wait. See you. Let me see if I can. I have to do it from this side. Hold on.
So let me tell
we
you real
gonna.
quick, and I'm pretty sure because most of the ones, the outfits, the popping outfits that you see, probably are from Chic and Curvy. And I'll just give them a quick shout out. They're out in Inglewood, California, Cali. One thing about it, and you come from a church background, so you'll know this. Sometimes God chooses the people that are least expected to be chosen. And I was really I would call myself I'm a tomboy, really by nature. I will be happy in scrubs and sneakers, and I'm good. Like I don't have to have heels and dress up and all this stuff. I really don't like to do that. So if you see me out in public, disclaimer, I'm probably gonna look, how they used to say back in the day, toe up from the floor up. That's me.
Me
'Cause
too.
I like to be comfortable, right? Because I know what I can be when it comes to fashion. I know who I can be, right? So I was buying these clothes online, and I just took it, the
Hold on.
initiative to basically send them clothes. I'm like, hey, I love your clothes. This is me. So honestly, it took about a year. It took about a year of me having a relationship with them for them to actually offer me to be one of their ambassadors. So that's what I am now. I am a chic and curvy boutique ambassador, and I model their clothes, and it's been a great relationship, and they know all the things that I do. So they're like, let me know when you have an event, and when the pandemic hit, I'm like, we don't have any events, but it's okay because I can still go out and take pictures. We're in, Florida, so we have a lot of great places. But, this is one of the things that I especially tell women. We are sellers by nature. We don't realize this. Like you sold Dunkin' Donuts just now. You didn't even realize this. Whoever think about Dunkin' Donuts are like, girl, I want me some Dunkin' Donuts now because Kenya was telling how good it was.
Listen, can I tell you this real quick?
Mm-hmm,
So for years, I have been a Dunkin' Donut addict. I normally don't mention Dunkin' Donuts on this platform, and the
mm-hmm.
reason why is because I have hat shirts, everything, and I used to drink Dunkin' Donuts. Well, I still do drink Dunkin' Donuts every day, just a smaller version. I used to drink 5 cups of coffee every day, over
Wow.
$2 a cup each. Now you do the math, $20 a day
Yeah, that's a lot.
it's $600 a month. That was my
Woo.
Dunkin' Donut addiction. And every time I got me a cup of coffee, this is what I'm doing with it, right? I'm have on a hat, shirt. I'm going to work out in Dunkin' Donut apparel. So I went to that's what Facebook did. When Facebook was doing their live, I do a lot of beta testing for I signed up years ago for beta testing. So I beta tested the live for Facebook. So I had to go to Miami for 1 week and go to this class for Facebook to learn how to use the live. Okay, so I'm there, and they were talking about sponsorships. They were like, if you are a branding ambassador, that you should be sponsored by these people. And again, because I was only a promoter and I was promoting everybody events and making $1 a day, I was making enough money to say, hey, you're making enough money. And I'm like, wow, there's a whole new world out there. And the guy said, you right there, because I was like in the third row, you right there. Every time I see you on Facebook, you have a Dunkin' Donuts cup in your hand. Contact Dunkin' Donuts and tell them that you want to be sponsored. So I did what they did. The guy helped me. He helped me send a letter, everything. Dunkin' Donuts wrote me back and said, what we'll go ahead and do is give you $10 in stocks. That's what they said. They give you $10 in stocks. And I was like, he was like, no, stop promoting Dunkin' Donuts. Drink your coffee every day. Keep your stocks. He said, but every day you are promoting Dunkin' Donuts and you seeing people saying, girl, you making me want a coffee. Girl, you making me want, the new sandwiches coming out. I'm eating it. And people are going over to Dunkin' and they taking their pictures saying, girl, I'm at you. So it's like I was freely promoting Dunkin' Donuts. I was that girl that, that one girl that went and bought that sandwich at Popeyes,
Yep.
posted on Twitter, and they sold 1 million. So now what I do is I don't talk about Dunkin' Donuts like I used to, because I was
Okay.
taught by them that if you're gonna make me an ambassador, make me an ambassador, like you said. I either gotta get free coffee, free shirts, free hats, free something, for the fact that now that I said in the middle of the day, here's my nightcap, and now you're like, I'm gonna go through the drive-through.
And
Now that you're
it took me over a year. It wasn't an overnight thing, and that's why I was trying to tell people don't get discouraged. And I mean, now I understand your case, because listen, you did reach out, and they're like $10. Yeah, no. But I tell all of us, because we do it. Like I used to work for Mac, because I was a freelancer for there, and I would always promote, and even though I did get a discount through freelancing or whatever. But it's just like, I'm making this company money. I'm being a spokesperson. And this, because of social media now, companies do not pay as much for advertising anymore, because we, the people, are their free advertisers. We're their free ambassadors. And, so I would just tell anyone,
that's what people don't understand.
Right. If you are rocking a brand, I don't care if it's Gucci, if it's Louis, whatever. If you're rocking it enough, and a no is a no. It doesn't matter, but you never know. You might hear a yes. They might see that one picture and be like, I love it. So I tell anyone, don't be intimidated by big brands. I know it's intimidating, but a lot of people have gotten on by just submitting a picture or a video. Think about these people that submit videos and they like on TikTok. That's a whole market out there, right?
And I was trying to explain to someone today. They was like, because again, before pandemic, if you check my history, I was on flights flying all over to anything that was educational about social media. And when they changed the algorithm, I was trying to explain to people, listen, you have to engage, regardless of whatever. People say, oh, I don't see your posts. Well, you don't see my post because you're not engaging with me. So if you're not liking or sharing my post, Facebook actually dumps that out, because it's too many people now. Facebook was not equipped to carry the load of the amount of people. It was a college-based website for communicating. It wasn't like, oh, let's just open this up to the United States of all the Americas and Mars and Pluto too. So what happens is, in order for us to be able to engage and for me to see what you're doing, I have to go in and click like every now and then. Then you'll be like, I'm seeing her stuff, because that's how it go. An algorithm, and it is a social media. Social means that engaging, you got to engage, and people don't understand that. And they say, oh, well, no one's liking my stuff. Well, no one's really liking it because you ain't liking nobody else's stuff. So what happens is you can't request support if you're not giving no support. And then when I said, they say, oh, you sound mean. How is it that you want to gain support from someone when I'm not buying your product, but I can't even like your post or share your post? What does it hurt you one day to say share? What does it hurt you to say share in your story? It's going to go away in 24 hours. I had a I did this thing like for the last 30 days. Now I'm going to expand it. People like to inbox me and say, hey, Kenya, I'm doing such and such. We're selling this and that. Would you like to do it? Now, what happens is I updated my icon, this one, not that one, this one, and it lets me see the entire message before I answer it. So if you inbox me and say, can you buy a ticket from me? And I look and I say, you ain't like a post in 30 days. You ain't engaged with me in 30 days, but you want my hard earned money. I don't even answer it. Now, if you have engaged with me, I'd be like, hey, what's your cash app? What's your Zelle? Because in this world of social media now, people have gotten so bold to be able to only support me and reach out to us when they need us, on a need to use basis. I'm not Tylenol. You don't use me as needed because you're trying to do something. Every now and then, just like a post, I
Or
post a picture.
share a show. Like I tell people, it's not even about me. Sometimes it's about my guests. Like you don't have to like me, but if you admire the person that I'm talking to, hit the share
Right.
button. Sharing is caring. It doesn't prick your finger. It doesn't hurt. What kind of disheartens me the most is when you have people that will come to you and say, well, I want to be on the show, I got something going on, I got this, but you've never even shared a show. So it's like, you're on a platform that you're not even helping grow. And
Right.
I don't, and it's not about even money or sponsorship. It's about the more people that see you, the bigger your platform gets. So,
Right.
I tell people, if you, like you said, if you need somebody, you never know when you're going to need that person, hit the share button, help them grow, because the bigger they are, when you do get on their platform, it's going to benefit you in the long run because you're going to get the benefits out of their viewers. So, and for people who are listening and they may not be listening now, I'm just going to tell you this. And, I battled with this when I first, because by nature, I'm very competitive. And I mean, I'm not competitive to where I hate on people or whatever. I'm competitive until if I feel like I can do better, I'm going to push myself harder, and sometimes we want other people to like us and recognize us because God's given us a vision and we feel like we're just the best thing. And the world hasn't caught up to the talent yet. The world they don't see the greatness yet. You see it because you're a visionary. I tell people, do not give up. Okay. I don't care if you do a show and you have 4 views. I don't care if you do a show and you have 4,000 views. What's for you is for you. And it doesn't matter how many people are watching you. It matters who is watching you, because you can have 10,000 views at the end of the night and made no money. 8,000 of those people don't know you, don't care about you. And the other 2,000 people are just there just because the other 8,000 people were there and they want to see the message you're causing, right? But I tell people, you can have 500 views, but you can have 300 TV execs watching you. You can have 100 CEOs watching you, right?
Exactly.
And those people are going to pivot your career because those are somebodies. Those are people that God put in front of you to help elevate you. Because a person has 10,000 views doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be higher than you. We all elevate in our own season. So please don't give up because you feel like, oh, I didn't get any shares. Oh, I didn't get any likes. Nobody liked my views or nobody liked my picture. I will take 50 pictures and keep them all up. Some of them might have no likes and some of them might have 200. Or they'd be like, girl, I'm tired of her. But guess what? I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for Sheik and
I'm doing
Curtis.
it for me. Listen, do you see that on this desk tonight? I always have this young lady made me this glass for my birthday. Her name is Jada. I forgot her name on Instagram. She sent me this in the mail because I do a lot of unwrapping. Then I have a natural seal, which is she does all the shea butter. This is hand sanitizer as well as body spray and soap. She paid the cost to be the boss though. She actually be sliding the coins over to make sure. So she is my prime sponsor. The arm candy that I wear only, now this is horrible because I'm a tomboy like you. This is arm charm. They send me jewelry. This is Euphoric Felicity. So, and this is King's Printing. So everything that I wear on these shorts show. All last week I wore Nibram
Walking billboard.
Yeah, and Nibram sends me things. So what happens is, and I also wear a lot of Jesus in the trenches and take a lot of pictures. And I always tell people the same thing you just said. I don't care if nobody don't support me. I think I'd be cute. I be having on my hats, and I think I'd be cute. I go live, and I always say, listen, I don't worry about what's going on. My playback is on fleek. So a lot of people are not going to watch while we're live. They'll wait until we're done because they don't want. I can see that you popping in, so they don't want us to see that you popping in. So they do is they watch it once it's over with. So I never ever, I personally stopped worrying about that years ago because listen, if we did it, I tell people when you go to start a business, I ask the question, are you doing this for money? And they say yes. I say don't do it. If you're doing this, if you're starting your business for money, don't do it because you're not going to make it because there are going to be some rainy times that you're not going to make any money and you're going to be discouraged, you're going to be depressed, and you just ain't going to know what to do. So I always say to people when they say, I want to start up a business, are you doing it for the passion or the money? If you're doing it for the money, you might as well get out. If you're doing it for the
Money will
passion,
come. One thing about it, God,
right,
when God gives it to you, and it's
the
from
money will come.
God, the money will come. It may not come when you want it, but it
But
will
it will come
come.
on. Listen.
Yes,
I
it will
have
come.
been, I have been sitting down saying, okay, well, this costs this and this costs this, and ironing out the platform and everything else, and then I'll just get a cash out. Like, who's this? And they'll say,
Hmm.
hey, Kenya, thank you so much. And I'm like, look at God. I'm like, oh, let me transfer this over to this other account so that I can make sure this platform is going. So, and that's my thing with people. And I tell them, I say, listen, sharing and liking does not cost you anything. I always try to go on and like someone's post. And they be like, you be liking people's stuff. I say, I like it because I want to make sure that it stays in the algorithm. The algorithm is tricky. The only way that they're going to stay in the system is if someone is liking and sharing. If there's no engagement, it goes away. So what happens is I want things to stay in the algorithm, especially when people are doing things. I want it to stay there, so I go in and like it. You ever have a picture that you took 10 years ago and somebody go like it and it pop back up? You're like, where did this come from?
Right.
That's how
But
the
memories.
algorithm, right. That's how the algorithm works. I can go and,
Oh yeah,
you ever
you're
have
right. Because
people,
you're like you're saying, where to pop up in that one person? I'm like, well, they was scrolling. They was really
they
digging
were
in the
right.
dishes because I don't really
So
remember that picture. Yeah.
So I always teach my artists because I deal with artists in the port. I always
Hmm.
teach my gospel artists, listen, every now and then go back and unlike and like your picture so you can make it come alive. That's CPR. That's like clear and it's gonna come back alive. So if it's ever anything that you want to come back up that's already been buried, you go down your news feed, you unlike it, that's a little tip. Like it and unlike it is gonna pop back up into the news feed because you've now tricked the algorithm. So I tell people if you ever want something to come back up and you ever want something to get noticed, go in and unlike it, like it, and then be back. And then everybody else will start liking it who didn't see it. But anyway, I want to,
We
this is the
definitely
picture.
go ahead.
Huh?
Oh no, go ahead. Where's the
This is what
picture?
I want to ask you about.
Oh yes, chic and curvy. Yes, that's
No,
off
but
of
there, there's a
Palm Beach near
caption
Worth
there.
Avenue.
There's a caption that went with that picture. Let me see what I did with it.
Yeah, when I said it's a graduation, it's a celebration, it's an elevation.
Exactly. That's where we're
Yes.
going. Congratulations. Tell us about
Thank
that.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, um, I work for Comcast. People know that. Some people do know that. I've been there. I've been with the cable industry for over now almost 18 years.
Can you let
And
him call me?
yeah, so almost 18 years. And I started People of Power over 3 years ago. And I really started falling in love with the media and journalism aspect of doing interviews. And I was sitting one day with a friend, and she just started her master's. And she was like, "Girl, you need to go back to school." I'm like, "I don't want to go back to school. Like, you get old. It's like your brain is retract. Like, no, I don't want to go back to school because I have a film and television degree already, but it was associate in science. So life just took me on paths that I just feel like I didn't need school. And I mean, for people, some people are very successful without school. Let's be honest. You can have a high school degree and be Jay-Z. Okay. It happens. He might be a exception to the rule, but it happens. So I was like, okay, I'll think about it. So I was like, well, where are you going? So she was like, oh, Ashford. And the job pays for it free. So I was like, let me go and look in this catalog. Let me see what they're offering. Happened to be mass communications and journalism. And then the light bulb went off. You mean this is what I'm doing like outside of work? So I just need to get a degree so I can maybe do this all the time. And I started just reading up on summary. And I was like really interested, Kenya. I'm like, okay, I need to do this. So I called the advisor and she was like, yeah, you're fine. She's like, you have a degree? And I'm like, yeah, Palm Beach State. I have a degree. Well, I owe Palm Beach State $1,700. And Palm Beach State was not going to release my transcript until they got their $1,700. And it was around income tax time. You see, God is an on-time God. Yes, he is. And I'm like, okay. So it was around October. Yeah, it was around October. But, we have that like February. So they gave me some time. So it was almost like, we'll let you start. But if we don't have this around this time, you're going to have to basically either do one or two things. Either you're going to pay the money to get your transcript, or we're going to make you take everything over. So at that time, I didn't know what everything over. I knew I was going to have to take math over. I was like, oh, no. No, ma'am. No, sir. Because that would have been 4 years. So I got the money, paid them. So when they calculated all my credits, Kenya, they were like, you're going to graduate in 2021. So we were like right at the end of 19. Girl, I did a backflip. I said, you mean I don't have to take any of those prerequisites? Like, I don't have to take English. I don't have to take math because I had already did it. So I was like, this is nothing but God. So I started October of 2019. I went straight. And basically what they do is like, it's an accelerated program. So you're pretty much taking one class every 5 weeks. Now, I love that because you have that one focus, but the workload is you have like 4 to 5 assignments per week. So you really have to be like focused. Now, the whole deal with them is they will pay as long as I maintain a C or above. So I was like, I can't fail. Classes were like a lot of money. I'm like, I can't fail. I can't fail. So I didn't fail. I actually.
So how was it working school? Was that able to work school, hour, power, everything that you're doing?
It's a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. But let me just say this. I think because of what I was going to school for, it almost didn't feel like school. Because it's kind of like, this is something that you like to do. It's like you're going to school to interview people. You're going to school to edit journal. You're going to school to, write magazines or newspapers, media, mass media. I mean, things that you were already doing. So it really almost didn't feel like school. It almost felt like I was just polishing what I already had. And I just said that I'm going to finish this degree. I am going to finish. So this year, my son graduates from college. He'll be graduating in 3 months. About May-ish. Then my other son is going to graduate from high school. So we have 3 graduates in the house. And I'm just, yes.
I know. My sound effects ain't working. I'm on.
It's okay. Listen, that was a good sound effect. That was an authentic clap.
Listen, I love y'all over at Comcast, but I need somebody to get out here and fix this stuff so I can go my system. So listen, I can't use my sound. Girl, you better go. I'm so proud of you. Listen, we have to, man. I almost shout for a minute when you said about your master. I got a little church. I'm a little churchy. I'm a little church girl. So I almost had to get up and push this chair back, but it's too close to the wall. Because I don't know you personally, and this is the first time we've ever talked. This is the first time I ever talked. But right then and there, I just wanted to just like scream for you because we got to encourage our sisters. I'm proud of you, man. I'm a water so y'all forgive me.
And I tell people it's not easy, but just like people say, I don't want to sound cliche, but nothing in life that's worth it is easy. There were times that I felt like giving up. There were times that I didn't want to go to school. There were times I didn't want to turn. And I'm so transparent. I think sometimes people get sick of me because I'm so transparent. I would put the my grades like on like when I finished, and it would say late, right? but I do that purposely to let people know I'm human. Like, I'm not a robot. I'm gonna be late now, and I know that there will be penalty. I still made A's and B's, but I did that to show other people, listen, don't use excuses like, oh, I will never turn my work in on time, I can't go to school. I didn't either. Or I have kids, I can't go to school. I do too. I do too. So don't let those things cause you not to move to the next level. We all have excuses. Excuses are meant to take us back and tear us down. Don't use them. Keep going. So I use myself. I was a sacrificial lamb. And honestly, Kenya, I would tell myself, if I fail, these people gonna laugh at me because I'm so transparent. It's like telling everybody you're on a diet. When you tell somebody you're on a diet, guess what they start doing? Watching what you
watch. Girl, I tell you that
on Facebook, I'm on a diet. You can't post nothing. You can't post you out eating food because they're gonna look at your plate sideways like, I thought she said she was on a diet. Or you can't be seen out in public not looking like you lose weight. Oh, I thought you was on a diet. So I purposely told people I'm going to school because I knew failure was not an option for me.
Failure not an option.
It wasn't an option. So I wanted to be that sacrificial lamb to show people that through my ups and downs, through my personal issues, through, financial issues, through pandemics, through everything, I still I got a soldier. Look, the army on. The army.
You already know how I feel about. You know how I feel about camouflage. I wear that.
Listen,
I wear camo.
It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, but I didn't give up. I didn't give up. So please, if you're listening, when you listen, and I want to know when can I share this on my page? Will I be able to share this?
Yes, you can. You can
okay, so we gotta be like, I gotta delete some people anyway. And I said that's one thing I wish Facebook would do. When you have to delete people, like it should show like the people you last spoke to, like the person that you have the least contact with.
It's the happy birthday. It's happy birthday. When you get those birthday, like today is such and such birthday, and you're like, hey, this man, I didn't know he existed. Happy birthday. Then
it's just so tiring to delete people. I'm just like, oh, they'll fall off. I'll post something crazy. And I'm like, somebody gonna fall off today, and usually they don't.
They just, you know what it is, and it's like this right here. And I said the same thing the other day. I'm like, half of y'all don't even like me. Why y'all still here? Just go. I mean, what people do is now they unfollow you. So one day I took I took a day out, right? And I got me a blanket. I turned the AC down to like 67, and I had this big blanket. And I went to my page on both my phones, and I see who followed me versus who don't follow me. And the people that don't follow me, and I had nothing to do. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit on this couch all day long and watch Netflix and unfriend people, because when you get to 5,000, they want you to start a new page. I don't want 2 pages. So I went and deleted about 150 people that don't follow me, haven't engaged, haven't did anything, because you have to remember now, in order for your page to keep going, the algorithm to go, somebody got to like something. And they just on there, so this is what you do.
Well, we'll be friends after this. So I'll make sure that I delete somebody so I can add you to the page. I want to make sure that I share this with the groups. If you are not a member, can you please become a member of Black Girl Trending? I started that group last year, and we have over 17,000, and it's 15,000 active members. So I'm really happy about that. The page would have been bigger, but I had to stop people from allowing people just to be added because it was getting crazy. I'm like, who y'all just adding everybody to this? I'm like, quality over quantity, please. Let's keep it, a little cute, but please, and share your shows, anything that you have going on, please.
All this right, is so what I just requested.
Okay, Black Girl Trending, this is what it's for. I call it Black Girl Trending and other news now because I got into the news, but I wanted to make sure that, because you post something that wasn't Black Girl, they're like, I thought this was Black Girl Trending. I'm like, listen, can we? But anyway, so now it's called Black Girl Trending and other news. So please share the shows in there, share what you're doing, share anything you have going on in the community. The People of Power group page, you're welcome to that too. That has a lot of the people that I interview, and then we'll set up a date where we'll do a flip interview. I'll interview you. to get some information about yourself. So
Now,
it's been fun. I know we
I
went
got
listen, I know we went way over. My son looking at me
listen.
like, Mama, I was supposed to be babysitting the puppy for 30 minutes and now
I got one more question. One more
no,
question.
no, no,
The
go ahead.
the concept of that video that you
Which
put
one?
out, the one when you were like in the mansion and J Rock was singing,
Oh,
and
you talking about New Money. Yes.
yeah, oh man, that video.
New Money.
That's when I became a fan. When why am I forgetting her name? She came in with the briefcase and handed you the
You're
money.
talking about, yes, you're talking about
Oh, why am I forgetting her? Why am I forgetting her name?
Deandra, the
Deandra. Yeah, because I bought the camouflage bow tie for
has the bow
once.
ties.
Right.
Yes.
And she came in and I was like, when I saw it, I was like, oh man, this girl is good. And J Rock have
Mm.
been in my life all my life because
Mhm.
he was my brother's best friend.
Oh
So
wow.
so I've been knowing and actually I live on 7th Avenue and J Rock live on 4th Avenue. So we
Yes.
kind of grew up together in Delray.
Hmm.
So when I seen him, I was like, you better sing, sir. And
Oh, he
I
has a
so
beautiful voice.
oh don't he?
Yes. Yeah.
Love him. So just real quick, because I know that it's been over an
No,
hour, so sorry. Tell your son I'm sorry.
no, it's okay. You're right. But no, I am a song art. I'm a song artist. Oh gosh, I am an artist. I can't sing, unfortunately. God has not blessed me with a singing voice, but I am a writer. I write everything. I write pop songs. I write rap. I write gospel. I write country. I write it all. If you give me a good beat, I'm writing, and I love music. I love music.
Well, I'm
So
gonna need to get me a jingle.
you gonna get what else?
I need to get me a jingle.
Okay, get you a jingle. The last song I did was Now I Can't Breathe, and it got on MSNBC. It was for my sons because of all the things that was, sparked from George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor. Last year was hard for us as Black people, period. We couldn't breathe either from COVID or we were, facing racial injustice or police brutality. And it was just something that was so near and dear to me, raising two Black sons in a climate that we had last year. I mean, we're not over it, but I think because of everything that happened last year, a lot of companies now are talking about inclusion and diversity. If you've seen it, it's like, okay, y'all know we exist now, right? Like, yeah, we
Now,
exist. We do exist. But that was, out of all the songs that I wrote, I was like, this is the song that got global. Like I had the people from Israel reach out to me on Black Lives Matter. And I'm like, oh my God, it was just such a whirlwind and it opened up so many doors for me. So that's another one of Don't Give Up. You can have 20 songs and it's like the one you least expect. Because I was like, oh, this is going to like my gospel song. Oh, this is going to go on all the Stellar Awards. We're going to get Grammys. And I was telling J Rock, we're going to get a Grammy. All the stuff I did, I wrote. It was that song. And I wrote that song in less than 2 days. So
well, I
it
gotta
was
share it on my page because I wanna push it so I can
Yeah, it's called
send
Now
it
I
over to.
Can't Breathe. And it's
Okay,
coming
so I
from a
gotta.
mother's love. It's like, when your child can't breathe, now I can't breathe. I mean, I tell people all the time, if you've ever had a child, and even when your child was sick as a little child, you couldn't sleep. You couldn't really have a good night's sleep if they were sick. And that's just how we feel as mothers when our children leave us. We're like, are they going to come back to us? Like, and that's a real feeling.
Scary part. Scary part.
Yes.
Trust me. I have a 16-year-old daughter, and at 16, their mind is not where our mind is at. But that's a whole nother day. Because girl,
Yeah.
we'll talk all night. Because we
Okay.
see the thing is there's a comfort zone between us because we both can talk. So we'll
I
be
know.
here a whole nother hour.
That's okay.
Tell your
I know, but
tell your son I appreciate him for babysitting the dog. And I want to thank my neighbor because my neighbor dog, for some reason, at my studio, he has a big dog that guards his place. And he barks and he haven't barked all night. So I want to thank my neighbor dog for not barking,
they're all in
picking up in
cahoots
his mic.
with each other tonight.
So I want to thank you. So is there any? I'm gonna let you go, and we're gonna do this again, so we can
Okay,
come back. I know.
definitely.
So is there anything you want to tell the people before you go? How to find you? How to follow you?
Well, I try to keep everything simple, and you're the queen of algorithms and handles, so you already know. I kind of keep everything simple. It's easy for people. It's just Kitty London. It's on Instagram, Kitty London. Facebook, it's Kitty London. Twitter is Twitty the Kitty. Yeah, I know, a little cheesy, but hey, I'm not much on Instagram. I need to get better on it. It's just a lot. It's too much right now. It's like everything, right? TikTok, Kitty London. But yeah, so my page is open. I do it because people are a little touched by angel now, and I don't need any fake pages coming after me. So my page is open. Reach me. If you're serious about something, let me know. As Kenya told you earlier, I'm really a cool chick. I'm not who the universe makes me out to be. I don't know why. Maybe that's a good thing for people to think that. But then I'm like, I'm crushed when people say that, because I'm like, really? Like I don't want to come across like I'm her. I don't. I'm
it's
really
okay.
goofy.
Because when we meet you, we instantly fall in love with you. So that's a good thing.
And I'm thankful. I just hope people are bold enough to do what you did. Because sometimes people don't do it. They'll just assume you're a certain way and leave it there. Like, leave it there. And I'm like, don't leave it there. Don't do that. Like, give me a chance to disappoint you. That makes sense. Usually I don't. But give me that chance.
Give you that chance. So listen. I'm going to listen, because we'll start up a whole nother conversation. Kitty,
okay.
I talk a lot. You talk a lot. I told people back in the day that when I went to school, my teacher said, you're not going to be anything because you always talking. You talk too much. So now when I see my teachers, I say, ma'am, remember when you told me I wasn't going to be nothing because I talk a lot? I own a radio station. I don't care on TG radio.
I got a talk show.
I got a talk show. I got a video show. I'm the queen of promotions. So I want to thank y'all so much for telling me that I wasn't going to be nothing, because I talk too much. So I use it as what y'all taught me. But anyway, listen, I'm going to bid you good night, because you need to go take care of the dog and your sons. And we got to do this again on another platform. I'm going to come visit you.
So when you see my friend request, don't act like you don't see it, please.
Oh, listen, I'm automatically, I don't normally accept friends, but I'm going to accept your friends.
Okay, please.
I like you.
Okay.
All right. Good night, Kitty. Thank you for coming on.
All right. Good night. Have a good one.
Listen, I love her. Listen, Kitty London, she poured some nuggets into us tonight that, listen, I am just so full, because she sold into us tonight. She poured into us tonight. So I want to thank Kitty London for coming on. If you are not following her, she got 5,000 friends, so she can't be all y'all friends, but y'all can follow her. So again, I want to thank all my proud sponsors, of everybody who have made sure that this show was able to be tonight. Jesus in the Trenches, I want to thank you so much for being a proud supporter and a sponsor. Euphoric Felicity, I want to thank you so much for always making sure that I am draped. And I also want to say thank you. Listen, I forgot to tell y'all about them. Listen here. I had them today. They made me a spinach wrap. They blessed my spiritizations and my soul. So I want to give a shout out to Honey Bee Sweetery and Cafe in Fort Lauderdale, here on Commercial Boulevard. Y'all, listen, if y'all are in Fort Lauderdale, y'all stop by there. Now, normally they used to get me a turkey wrap, but they made me a turkey spinach wrap today because I can't eat all this food because I'm in some type of challenge. But y'all stop by there. By there right there, y'all go visit them. Also, we want to finish proud. Y'all already know that is Gillian and Cole. She paid a cost to be the boss. That is Sylvia Gillian of Gillian and Co. and all the Natural Seal products. So again, we want to just let y'all know, just that good shea butter, y'all. This is not the butter to butter your bread, but the butter to butter your body. So again, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I held y'all hostage, but it was a great show, and we want to thank Kitty for coming on, hanging out with me for 1 hour and 20 minutes. So I want to thank you so much. Good night. I'll see you guys next week. I won't be on Thursday unless something else happens. But good night. I'll see you guys next Tuesday.